Why do Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, Kendall, and Kylie all have names starting with K? Kris Jenner's K name tradition actually started pretty simply. She liked certain names, changed a few letters here and there, and somehow ended up with 5 daughters whose names all started with K. Now that little naming pattern became one of the most recognizable things about the Kardashian-Jenner family. But Kris has revealed that there was no huge master plan behind it. She explained the story that she already knew many of her children's names before they were born. With Kourtney, the decision was surprisingly simple. She liked the name Kourtney, but decided it would be more interesting with a K instead of a C. That small change became the beginning of a pattern that would eventually define the family. Then came Kim, and Kris almost went in a completely different direction. She loved the name Noel because Christmas was her favorite day of the year and had considered using it as Kim's name. But because Noel didn't begin with K, Kris decided against it. She even joked that Coel sounded strange, leading her to choose Kimberly Noel instead. Khloe's name also had a K twist. Kris said she loved the name Khloe and decided to change the first letter to K, which gave her another daughter a name that fit the growing pattern. By the time Kendall came along, the K theme was already becoming obvious. Kris said she had considered names such as Kennedy and even Cameron with a K. Eventually, Kendall became the choice, adding another K name to the family lineup. And then came Kylie. At that point, Kris admitted she was basically running out of K names. Kylie ended up being the final K name daughter, completing the group that would later become one of the most famous celebrity families in the world. But there was one major exception: Rob Kardashian. Kris explained that naming her only son was much easier because he was named after his father, Robert Kardashian. Rob's full name is Robert Arthur Kardashian, keeping his name connected to his dad's rather than forcing another K first name into the family. The funny part is that Kris didn't necessarily know this naming habit would become such a huge part of the Kardashian identity. Once Keeping Up with the Kardashians became a global hit, the repeated K initials became instantly recognizable. Kim K, Kris Jenner, and Kylie Jenner became familiar names in pop culture, while the family's businesses, shows, and branding repeatedly played with the letter. That makes the K tradition feel almost like accidental branding. Kris created a recognizable pattern simply by choosing names she liked, and the pattern later became connected to one of the biggest celebrity brands in the world. The family even leaned into K-based wordplay through titles, products, and business names, but the tradition didn't continue forever. Interestingly, Kris's grandchildren mostly broke away from the K pattern. Kim named her children North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. Kourtney's children include Mason, Penelope, Rain, and Rocky, while Khloe chose True and Tatum. Kylie named her children Stormy and Air. So the K tradition isn't really a Kardashian family rule. It's specifically tied to Kris and her 5 daughters, and perhaps that's what makes the whole story more interesting. Kris wasn't following a strict naming system passed down through generations. She created the pattern herself, one daughter at a time, until 5 sisters shared the same unmistakable first initial. What began with changing Kourtney to Kourtney eventually became a signature that helped make names like Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, and Kylie Jenner instantly recognizable around the world. And Kris's own admission that she was simply running out of K names by the time Kylie arrived makes the tradition feel even more unexpected. At the end, it wasn't necessarily a carefully planned branding strategy from day one. It was a family naming habit that happened to become iconic. Follow Kardashian clips for more related content.